Well, after months of delays from a near miss, work has resumed to remove several tons of spent nuclear fuel from wet to dry storage at the San Onofre nuclear power plant in nearby San Clemente. Here to discuss what this means for the plant and all of us is Forbes contributor Dr. James Conca. Good to see you, Doctor. Thanks for coming on the program.
You're welcome. This is nice.
So tell us a little bit about what your thoughts are. I know you've been following what's been happening at San Onofre lately. What are your general thoughts?
Because again, I've been following this, and I'm kind of surprised because once you shut the reactor down, that's the big thing. I mean, there's no more nuclear reactors going on. So the waste is simply you take out of the reactor, you put it in pools of water to cool off for about 4 years. Most of the hot stuff is gone in 4 years. There's only a couple, Cesium-137, Strontium-90 that are hot they have a half-life of 30 years, so it's about 200 years. And then beyond that, it's very low-level stuff. It's no big deal.
So is it no concern to you that we've got all of this radioactive waste right there in San Onofre on the beach, or I mean, millions of people are nearby?
Up at the Hanford site, I live near nuclear waste. I mean, for 35 years, I've been handling this stuff, and it's really kind of no big deal. Because
I mean, I think you're the first person that I've ever talked to that thinks it's no big deal.
Well, there's not many nuclear scientists out there, so you probably have not talked to many nuclear scientists. And so the whole idea of designing the canister to handle this stuff is key. So I mean, it has to be robust. It has to be steel that doesn't corrode very easily. That it has to be wells that don't corrode themselves. So yeah, this is not a trivial technology. I mean, and we've developed dry cast storage over the last 50 years to be really, really good. So NRC licenses them for about 150 years. These canisters are good for 150 years.
Well, we've got that 50-ton canister that fell. It was suspended about 18 feet above the ground. What would have happened if that would have crashed to the ground?
Nothing.
Nothing would have happened.
We test these by dropping them from 50 feet to the ground.
We know nuclear waste is inside the canister, but what does that mean to all of us? Is it a liquid? I mean, what is it? Can it spill out and damage us?
It can't leak. It's a solid. It's hard as a rock. I mean, it's a solid, so it can't dissolve. I mean, we sit it in pools of water for years, so it's not like it dissolves away and moves. So there's nothing to leak. Unlike weapons waste, the tank waste up at Hanford, the gunky peanut butter kind of stuff. No, this is solid as a rock.
Well, they seem to really take note of this when it dropped and it was suspended above the ground. I mean, there was an outcry. I think SDG&E stopped moving it. They went in, they investigated. I mean, it was a big deal. People were very nervous about it.
Well, they shouldn't have been. However, anytime something with the word nuclear in it, something odd happens, of course, people get all upset because who knows about nuclear? I mean, it's not the kind of thing that normal people know
we hear about Chernobyl, we hear about 3 Mile Island, we hear about Fukushima, and now we've got San Onofre in our own backyard. I mean,
but Chernobyl, Fukushima, nothing to do with nuclear waste. Nuclear waste had nothing to do with those. So the nuclear waste was just fine.
Well, those are nuclear power plants, right?
Yes, so you might care when a nuclear power plant is running, but San Onofre has been shut for 6 years, and the waste is actually quite old. Some of it's 20 years old. So again, once it comes out of the nuclear reactor, all reactions stop, and then it just kind of cools off by decaying away.
What would you like to see happen at San Onofre?
Would I like to see all nuclear waste in America go to a centralized storage facility in either southeastern New Mexico or West Texas. That's the best place to put it because the rock which underlies that is the best rock to put nuclear waste in, period.
We're running out of time,
for 60 years.
But it's like the surrounding areas, they don't want that nuclear waste driving through their areas to get to New Mexico.
Yes, yeah. So what's odd about what's going on here is that there's the hue and outcry, which isn't happening anywhere else about nuclear waste. When people say, oh my God, it's going to kill everyone, it's going to destroy it, it's like, wait a second, you want to scare everyone that much, and then you expect to drive it through Arizona? Hey, hold on a second. Just get it into dry cast storage, which is our transportation cast too. So you just take them out and you transport them to the centralized storage facility where they're eventually going to go. And you're going to have to drive through Arizona, Nevada, whatever. So why get them all upset? I mean, it's like everyone has to move through some state to get there. But we've never had a problem with transportation. We've never had a problem with nuclear waste at all, ever, in 60 years. So,
unfortunately, I think we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you so much.
But it's a fascinating subject, though.
It is,
yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on and sharing your views, Dr. James Conca. Appreciate it.